Okay, we'll try that. I'm trying to see if I can get my new broadcasting system to work so we can stream tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Ah, right, okay, that's working. What happened there? It was working. So there you go. All right. Let me see if I'm getting sound. There you go. All right. My glasses really need to be adjusted, don't they? My glasses really need to be adjusted, don't they? All right, so that seems to be working. G'day, Vinny. How are you, mate? I've just had to change broadcast, whatever you... Hang on, let me get this off and I'll be right. There we go. Oh, I tell you what. High tech. I've got a... It's good fun, but when you change something, everything seems to change, which isn't good. So I can put that there. All right. So, well, what we're going to be doing tomorrow, I think the other one actually worked as well. So I'll say good day to you, Vinny. You and I will have a chat, mate. Yeah, I'm going to be doing draws. So a draw can be as basic as 4 bits of wood nailed together and shoved in a hole, or it can be done right up to the fine furniture maker's traditional way of doing it, which is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. So today I'm just sort of getting stuff ready. What I'm doing here is just, let me see, planing some draw sides to fit. So I've just shot those two sides. And I've got to see if they're... she's jamming there. So I'll work on that one in a minute. And let's see which way I did this. That goes in that away. So we'll put this one in that way. It doesn't fit that side. So I'm going to have to take a bit more off of that. And we'll mark these as inside faces. So that's the inside and that's the bottom. That's the inside, that's the bottom, and we'll mark this one as I'm looking at it. That's right hand side. And we'll mark this one as left hand side. So what you want to do is get them to go in. That's it. I just marked that inside, didn't I? Okay, so that is fat here. Got to take a little bit off there. So I might do that now. And I made a huge blunder, which I will explain tomorrow. Well, it wasn't actually a blunder. It was just one of those things. See how nicely that slips in? Little bit of a high spot here, so we'll just knock that off with a blocky. Yeah, it wasn't so much a blunder. It was something happened which caused the inconvenience. But I'll show you that tomorrow. And let's go here. Also, we'll have a go at making a draw. I'm not quite sure yet, because of what's happened with this particular job. I don't know whether to demonstrate on it or make a new drawer from scratch. The good thing is if I demonstrate on it, then you know it's real. And if it's real, g'day boards! Evening, how are you? Sounds more technical. I did. I thought of everyone on the stream today when I stacked the dishwasher this morning. It's just, I got to run a TAFE course on dishwasher stacking, I reckon. Oh dear. So what I'm doing here, we'll do again tomorrow as well. Just got a little bit too much blade out there for what I want. But I want to sort of get a bit of a head start on it if I can. And that'll make it easier for me tomorrow. I like easy. I could sit there and I could take 3 or 4 swipes at this and I'll most likely be safe, but then again I might not be. So I always like to err on the side of caution and just take small bits off. You'll notice I'm using a number 5 there, and then I'll go back to a block plane. The reason being I've got this block plane set very finely, so I can take a good chunk off with this one, and then if I need just a smidgen, like I will all the way along there, I'll take it off with the other one, as I'm about to here. Here we go. That should be quite nice all the way along, I think. I'm hoping. A little bit stiff there. You can always tell where it's sticking when it gets stuck. Just do this a few times. It will loosen it up, but the other thing it'll do, it'll put a shine where it's sticking. And I can see it, I don't know if you can see it, but see where that light's just hitting there? Okay, I reckon if I put a square on that, that's not going to be square. So where's the square, Huey? I'll find one by tomorrow. Oh, this one's lit. Oh dear, the shed's still not tidy, but I'll tell you what, it's got a heck of a lot less stuff in it than it did the other day. Yep, she's not quite square. So, I don't know. Oh dear. I'm only reaching for this one because I think this one's reasonably fine, and I was right. Well, and I was right, it is reasonably fine. I just want to even it up. And just is right there, which is there. There's a stick. If I do that, it'll actually show up as polished wood. And we'll just got to say I'm enjoying woodworking again. Okay, so that should. Okay, that goes in nicely. That one's in there nicely. Where's the t'other thing? It's much like right in front of my face. Well, I don't know where it is, but I'll find it by tomorrow. I was looking for the drawer front. Where is it? There's one there, 2 there, 1 there. Oh, over here. I didn't lose it, I just forgot where I put it. And that then, I can turn that without causing too much drama. That face fits nicely in there. This face fits nicely. That's got a little bit of work to do. And also tomorrow I'll do some inlay work. There's white line here. I'll show you how to do that on this drawer front. And we'll glow up a drawer bottom and see how far we get. It might even go for more than one stream, I don't know. Depends what I do. If I decide to do a complete drawer, and a lot of that will depend on the feedback you good people give me. I'm quite happy to do a complete drawer. It's a little bit like halfway between watching grass grow in the summer and watching paint dry in the rain. But it takes a long time, but it's good because you get to find out the finer points of actually making a drawer, the components that go into a drawer, and I think you'll be surprised when you actually see how many pieces there are to a drawer and how you go about fitting them. It's one of those things, you can't rush it. The majority of the work I'm going to be doing is going to be with hand tools. I will go over to the router for a couple of things and I might use a table saw. But even if I did that, I'll show you alternatives because you can do a lot with a combination plane or a plough plane. So there you go. So let's have a chat. It's just mainly to make sure everything's working, to let you know what's happening. Matthew, g'day, man. It sounds better than my class. Oh no! Oh, you poor thing. No, Matthew, come here. This place is a mess. It's diabolical, but it's kid-free. And the only kids that come down here are my grandkids. And they've been taught from a very early age, if you hurt yourself, it is your own fault because you've been shown how to do it properly. So to date, they've been very good. They haven't hurt themselves. Vinny, I was hoping you'd live stream a few hours ago so I could ignore everyone. I was going to, Vinny, only I've been to nursery today and I've just bought a heap of plants to go and put in. It was raining, so I didn't put them in, but I laid them out. Then I had to go and deliver something, and then I had to go and finish another couple of things and do something else in a different shed. So that's, otherwise I would have. So there you go. What a g'day, Jared. Yeah, stream is working fine. Thank you. I'm pleased about that. I'll cancel that. In fact, I'll cancel that other one because it's just going to confuse me. No, I can't. I'll do that when I go up to the thing. Boards. Hey, Steve, as a fellow Queenslander, don't ask me about state of origin. No, what? Where do you go for good selection of timber for various projects? To tell you the truth, I go to my shed because I've got that much timber. But seeing this is sponsored by Carpetech, and in all honesty, Carpetech have a great range of timber in their shop. I'm guessing the other stools do as well, but I know the one out at Wakely, they got a great selection. In fact, I do pick up some timber from there from time to time myself, especially their turning blanks. The last time I was out there, they had some black walnut, wenge, maple, Japanese cedar, I think there's one stick, silky oak, mango, jacaranda, rosewood, western red cedar. Might have been some mahogany out there as well, and a couple of hardwoods. So there you go, all dressed in various sizes. Give them a try, boards. Whereabouts in Queensland are you, mate? So Ling, nothing from New South Wales. Oh dear. Apparently not, no. It's very hard to get anything out of New South Wales at the moment. But I'm lucky, I've got a good lot here. I got some Carpetech recently and they had some good stuff, cheers. Yeah, if there's anything they haven't got, give me a message or what have you, or even speak to Carbotech, and I'm sure they'll get it in for you. They're good like that. Oh, you're out past Toowoomba. Oh, okay. Well, they'll post it out. Oh, no, I'm going the other way. I'm going out a couple of weeks, but I'm going out past Warwick, which is a little bit south of Toowoomba. What do you make your boards out of, just out of interest? All right, what are we going to do? COVID easy to get from south of the... I'm not going to be drawn into that. Let me see, what else can we do here? Oh, this is cockbeading. I'll just give you a heads up on it, and I'll show you how to make it and also how to fit it. That is ebony, but only because this cabinet I think is going to look pretty sensational with ebony cockbeading, but you can do it in other species as well. And what it's for, if I can turn this around without making a complete mess of it all. So this drawer here is actually, it's on cedar, but it's got Queensland walnut and Amboyna veneer on the front, and that is silver ash stringing, which I'll show you how to do that tomorrow. So the theory, or not the theory, the reason for cockbeading, I'll cover this again tomorrow, was that cedar is very fragile. If you had your drawer poking out a little bit and you bang something into it, you can chip that cedar off, that veneer off, and it looks unsightly. So the idea of cockbeading was to cover the edges of the drawer. So it would be stuck on right on the very edges like that, and if I've got to, I'll just break a bit off here. Tough stuff, that. And then your drawer is recessed to the thickness of the beading, just like that, if you can see that. So that protects the veneer on the drawer front from getting damaged. And a lot of people, they'll push something in just, by their hip, and if they've got something in their pocket, they can damage the veneer. But with the beading on there, it just recesses the drawer and protects it. Let's see if I can get that in there like that. There you go. You might not be able to see. Oh, hang on, I'll give it a squirt of water. It might show it up a bit more. There you go, possibly not. I can see it here, but on the screen it doesn't look all that different. So off screen, or out of the cabinet, that's how it goes on all the way around, right onto the edge. I'll show you how to do that. I'll show you how to cut it, how to miter it so it's accurate all the time. Give you a couple of finishing techniques as well. And what else have we got? There's drawer stops. I don't know if we'll get to that stage. There's drawer slips, there's drawer runners, there's dust boards. All these go into a drawer. So there you go. Like the granite belt, it's nice and cool out there. I said, I'm going to the granite belt, but it's the granite belt in New South Wales. There you go. Good answer, boards, good answer. Joshua, hello, how are you? Nice to have you on board. I'm just trying to think what else I can do here. Oh, I'll tell you what I will do. I'll fill these up. This timber I'm using, it looks a bit manky. Didn't get it from Carbotech, because theirs is good. It's got borer holes in it, as you can see there and there. Where is it? Yeah, there. But I'm not worried about it. This timber, as I said on the stream the other day, this timber was ripped and stripped in 19 86, and I bought it early-ish in 2000. So, you know, what's that? That's 86, 96, 2006, 2016. Nearly 25 years it's been down. I'm not sure of what the borer life expectancy is, but I'm reasonably confident it's not 25 years. And it's been sitting in my racks for, I suppose, at least 18 years. And again, it's one of those timbers you just can't get any decent sizes of. I tried to get some, I was making cigar humidors using it, Spanish cedar, Cinderella Mexicana. And yeah, the best I can get, this was about 6 years ago, the thickest I could get, or the widest, was 120 mil wide. And I needed more than that. Fortunately, I had it in stock. And I've got some boards out there that are 14 inches wide. So what's that? 350. Yeah, 350 wide, 30 mil thick and 6 metres long. But I'm only going to use those when I get good enough to do something without messing it up. So all I'm doing here is just filling these pinholes. I said I'm not really worried about it. This project was one I don't know, I must have started this again 7 years ago. And it was one of those things, you know, you get all enthusiastic and you go and buy all the stuff, you buy all the tools, and yeah, you're going to do it, and then nothing happens. It was one of those projects. Then I was asked to do this stream on drawers, and I thought, oh, well, I'll just do a drawer. And I thought, hang on, I'm going to get that cabinet down. I'll spin it around if I do it without spilling my coffee. That's the front. And I've decided it was going to be a toolbox initially for carving chisels. That's what it was, and then I lost interest. And now I roll my carving chisels up. So I'm going to turn it into a James Krenoff style piece of furniture on a very slender stand. And what I thought the other day was I'm going to add another tier on it here with gallery rails and the flat top, and then this afternoon I thought I'll put a secret drawer in it as well. So there you go. You have stuff hanging around in the shop long enough, you'll finally find something to do with it. Oh, excuse me while I finish this. Not quite. Finish the last mouthful just before I leave. I am well, Joshua. How are you? Okay, that can go, that can go, that can go. What else can we do? Got to draw up a... Nope, can't do that shit, can't do that. Yeah, actually, well, for you that won't be here tomorrow for whatever reason, or it might make you think, oh, I'd like to watch that. What happened was, because I'd made this so long ago, I actually made the drawers. Well, the drawer sides, and I don't know what happened. One of those things, I most likely find them when I finish the cabinet, but they've gone the way of the dodo. I've lost them somewhere. So what has happened, because I like doing my pins first, and then, the tails first, and then I do the pins or the sockets, these. So what's happened, in the interim, I've lost the drawer sides. So I now have to make tails to fit these sockets, because I'm not going to re-veneer this again. It was too much of a traumatic experience the first time. So what I'll do tomorrow is, I'll show you now how to do one. I'll show you how to cut tails after you've made the sockets. And on the top of that, it's another reason why, in my opinion, you're better off cutting your tails first and marking your sockets off, because as you will see, it is a lot easier doing it that way than doing what I now have to do because I lost some bits. And unfortunately, I won't be getting as good a dovetail fit as I would have liked had I done the tails first, because when you do the tails first, it's so easy to adapt the sockets or the pins to fit the tails, but the other way around, not quite so easy. Can be done, and we'll do it. I'm putting together some drawers for this cabinet. Josh? Now, okay, we'll take this one, and that one's there, so that one goes there, and I'm going to mark it so I know this is it. So I'm going to put a B there and a B there, and I'm just going to go and square this off on the drop saw, and then we can go from there. Whoops. And to turn that back on the drop saw I've got has got an electric brake, and I've got it wired to the dusty, so when I turn it off, it turns the dust extractor off, but also doesn't allow the saw brake to work properly. Okay, I'm going to go through this again tomorrow, and we'll do it what I reckon is the easiest way. So I've still got my lines there from when I laid the pins out originally. So I'm going to use a marking gauge, come up to that line, and then I'm going to reuse that line. And just lightly mark all the way around. You younger people might not need to do this, but I find as I get on, my eyesight ain't what it used to be. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of masking tape right on that line. If I'd like to halve the line, but if I can't halve it, I'll go a little bit on the fat, yeah, what will I do? Yeah, a little bit on the fat side. Sorry. I've got to think. No, a little bit on the fat side, because then I can always make these sockets just a little bit deeper if I have to. So there we go. That's the line I'm working to. This is the bottom of the drawer. This is the bottom of the drawer. So my 2 half round pencil lines mark up. And now I place this on there up to that line, making sure the bottom, this is the bottom here, this edge, making sure that lines up flush with the bottom of the drawer front. That's important. Doesn't matter if the top's a little bit proud, but the bottom has to line up flush. Hold it on that line. Wait a minute, I'm just going to flick a camera over. You might be able to get a better shot of what I'm doing. There you go. Yeah, it might be better. I'll change to that camera so you can see what I'm doing here. Hopefully a bit clearer. G'day, Trevor. Mate, I hope you are feeling better, my friend. You've got to stay away from the floor. It hurts. Matthew, funny you should mention finding a use for something if you keep it long enough. A lump of white ash is potentially on its way to my new mallet. Is that like I've got Granddad's axe? I've only put 2 new handles and a new head on it. Okay, now, I'm just going to see. Oh, look at that. See, I can see things before you see them. So, this is the bottom. If you want, you can put a bit of wood on there or whatever. I'm just using my finger. But just make sure that's up against there flush. So there's no hanging over. And the inside of your drawer front is on that green line. And the other thing is, before you start, make sure you've got the knife that you're going to use in your hand, because you just end up making more work for yourself. Okay. There we go, I think. Right. Now, you go in as far as you can go, come back, and I'm scoring, I hope, the inside of the pins and transferring them onto the drawer side. And it's precarious at best. Okay, if you can see that, I've just got cut lines in there. I'll draw them in with a pencil. Like that. Now the reason I don't like that is because I can't really duplicate that on the other side of this timber. If I was cutting pins, I could easily do it because I'd have a sliding bevel or a dovetail marker and I'm using the same angle. But because those pins have already been cut, with the best of intentions, they're not the angle I drew. So, the other thing is, if you're doing a sliding dovetail for a bookshelf or something like that, you're much better off doing the tail first and then getting the slide to match the tail rather than the other way round. It's just easier. All right, so I'll cut those out. Where's the dovetail saw? You can use any saw you like. The Japanese saw works fine. This is a dovetail saw, only because I like it. And do all the same side, the same slope at once. This is particularly true when you're setting out dovetails, because it gets your muscle memory and you're going the right way rather than going this way, then switching over this way, and then going this way and that way. It just confuses the brain. Well, it confuses mine anyway. Always stay on the pencil side of your cut, because you can clean that overage off with a chisel, very hard to stick it back on with a chisel. I'm just evening these up. Oh, and then get a coping saw, cut out the waste. Mark here, cut down to the inside edge of that tail, be on the fat side of the line. And the same on the other side. And there you have the rough dovetail. We'll see how close we are. And that's not looking too bad actually. There's a lot of waste to come out, but there's no glaring gaps. Oh, that's all right. Okay, now we'll just clean it up. G'day, Stephen fellow. Trevor, gotta go. Wife's sick. Oh, no good, mate. Look after yourself. Look after yourself, Trev. All right, now I'm just going to clean these up. And for that, I want a bit of timber. This'll do. And a block. I did have a block here somewhere. Here you go. How's that going to look? That's that one there. So if I go there, I'll just move this camera in so you can see what I'm doing. So I've got a block of wood. I reckon this block of wood must be, gotta be, 96, 2006. We're 25 years old, I think. It's been making dovetails for 25 years. Normally I put a date on things when I make them, but for whatever reason I didn't with that. So what you want to do is get yourself a nice square piece of hardwood. Another bit of timber, scrap timber, doesn't matter what it is. And because I haven't marked this both sides, only on the one side, the side I've marked goes upwards. You will need a mouthful of coffee. Oh, that's nice. A squirt bottle. Just give it a quick squirt of water. And what that'll do, that will, see how that's all moving in one, as one piece? That's because I've got water on it. And that's what you want. Bring that right up to the edge, like that. There you go. And get a clamp. So that's what it's looking like at the moment. If you need to adjust the pins, if you need to adjust this block onto the pins, just give it a little tap like that with a hammer, tighten it down, and you're good to go. Actually, I'm going to change this around because I want to get over the top of it. So there you go. Have a clamp going that way, it's most likely easier. Well, it's not most likely easier, it is easier. Okay, that's not going anywhere. So now I can safely and confidently cut straight down using this face here. Where are we? Using this face here as a guide. I'll change my glasses there so I can see. Well, these are my Mr. Magoo glasses. When I put these on, nothing is in focus except for when I'm this close. But it works for me. And I'll have a little bit of light. There you go. That's for my benefit, not yours. And I just pare back. If you've got a way to go, don't do it in one cut. Start out the front and do little cuts. Same here. If I was doing pins first, as I like, I would only go halfway through and then come back the other half. But unfortunately, because I'm doing it the other way, I've got to almost go all the way through, so then I can just square it up the other end. It's really important that your chisels are sharp too. Now come on to those lines that you drew with a knife, as close as you can. And there's every chance these are going to be a bit loose, but that's something I'm just going to have to live with, because I threw the original draw sides away. Okay. I've got to put my other glasses on because makes you go all wonky, they do. They're good though. Okay, now we'll just clean these out. As I said, this isn't my preferred way of doing it. But sometimes we don't get a chance to do our preferred way of doing things. Take the masking tape off. Okay. Ah, for goodness sake. There we go. Let's see how we went. As I said, these aren't going to be perfect by any means, but we've got to get them close. All right. Switch glasses again. Okay. Got a couple of choices here. Which I think I might go with. I can do this, and then I'm just going to have to pack around the gaps, which is not what I said ideal, but it's the best we can do. And really that's atrocious. But we've saved the drawer, I think. Yeah, no, I've got a way of fixing that. So those gaps, they're horrible. They really are. They're miles too big. But we at least didn't have to redo the drawer front. We've saved that, and we'll fix that up too. Oh, so it's reasonably tight, but not the way I'd like it. No. Anyway, that's how you reclaim a huge mistake. Not perfect, but we'll get it there. We'll get it there. Anyway, it's good to see you do this. I'm so busy teaching the basics I don't get a drive to practice more. Oh yeah, well, that was an atrocious fit. So it gives me something to work on the next one. But you're flying blind. If it was a through dovetail and you had the pins, yeah, fine. It's a lot easier to do it. But a half lap, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. But I do know ways of getting around that, which I'm not going to share. But we will fix it. In the meantime, just to prove to me that I could still do it, I'll be back here in the workshop at 9:30 tomorrow. If you would like to join me, we'll be doing all sorts of other stuff to do with drawer construction. I will actually show you how to lay out and cut half lap dovetails and through dovetails the way I prefer to do it, and believe me, it's far more accurate than that. And it's a lot of fun. And I'll show you how to make a dovetail jig as well. So, there we go. Secrets, yeah, I know. Embarrassing secrets. But, in the meantime, this was just to see if I could broadcast all right, and everything seems to work, so that's really great. So, thanks for jumping on, and I hope to see you tomorrow at 9:30 Queensland time, where we'll do it for real. And you got any questions? Ask away. I don't mind if I go off topic. So if you've got anything you want to know about woodwork, and if it's within the bounds of my knowledge, I'm happy to share with it, except that secret I just told you about. All right. Till then, this is Steve pulling the shed door down and saying thanks for dropping in. Thanks for Carpet Tech for asking for this to be made, and I look forward to having your company in the workshop, at the workbench, tomorrow morning at 9:30. Catch you later. Bye for now.